Hey y'all, it's your girl Gemini Jazz with House of Chiron, and we are back with another episode of Galactic Gossip. So this week in May is the big week. This is when we have Jupiter shifting into a new sign, and that's the largest planet in our solar system. So we are going to not only see this externally, but we're going to really feel it internally. So that's going to be a lot of the energy for this week. Not to mention, we have the new moon that's happening at 21 degrees in the sign of Taurus on May 11th. So we have quite a few things to discuss for this energy. But before we get into it, I would like to say thank you for being here. If you are new to my channel, thank you for tuning in. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can get all of the updates and the news and all those good, wonderful things that Gemini Jazz and House of Chiron has to offer. So if you are returning, hello family, how you doing? I hope this week and the past week has been great for you and all those beautiful things. Let's see, announcements. I only have two announcements. The Trauma Conscious Yoga Full Moon Healing Circle, the registration for May is up. Go ahead and hit that link. We are not doing one for June. We are only doing May and skipping June and coming back for July and then finishing out the remainder of 2021. So we have May and I believe July up. Those dates are up and posted. So if you would like to go ahead and register for that event, it's there. The description box has all the information that you need. Also, the House of Chiron Celestial City is still open and will always be open. This is the membership where you can get the month ahead readings for your sign by sign, sun, moon, rising. Not only do you get that, but you get a community to connect with. In this community, everyone has something to offer. We have so many different people in here that come from like different walks of life. So they provide their own insight, their own gifts. And we're all collaborating and talking and connecting. And it's really a beautiful space. And it's just for us. So we make the rules. So anywho, if you want to sign up for that, hit that description box. All that information can be found there. All right, so that wraps up the announcements. Now, we have a lot to discuss for this week. So I'm just going to dive right on into it. And we are going to be covering the energy for May the 9th all the way through May 15th. And starting off this week, the most potent energy will be the new moon that is happening at 21 degrees in the sign of Taurus on May 11th. And so the new moon is going to occur in this sultry and very sensual sign, right? That's Taurus. Taurus is all about our senses, our pleasure, the things that we find value in. It's our material possession. So it is the tangible things. It's going to allow us to make the dreams that we have very tangible and very real. So this new moon energy is going to come and assist us in setting our desired intentions in order to help us in, making our dreams become that reality, because new moons are a time where it's like a fresh start. It's the representation of the ending of a cycle or ending of a phase and the start of a new one. So setting goals for the journey ahead, wherever it is that you are desiring to go, where you are called to be, and initiating new inspirations that come up. That's all what this new moon energy and every new moon is about. So we are actually allowed to like take in this new moon energy and harbor that energy of nothingness, right? Because the new moon is when the sun and the moon is in a conjunction together and you cannot see the moon. It's not visible to our eyes. And so that void or that nothingness generates something of substance and value, especially with that Taurus energy. So this moon in particular will be making a wonderful sextile to the planet of dreams and spirituality and unconditional love and illusions. And, that's Neptune. So Neptune is that planet that's all about creativity, spirituality, unconditional love. It's that, that Piscean energy. And so with Neptune, it's going to be providing what is needed for that inner world in order to dream up what the external world should be or what it could be, more so what we would rather hope it to be, and actually allowing that to be manifested tangibly with this Taurus energy, because Taurus is all about the material possession. So we are materializing dreams here with this whole new moon. So make sure you are setting your intentions according to your life cycle. And so this is something that we do in the membership at the Celestial City. We literally go through everybody's chart and we determine where this energy is impacting your chart. And you can set those intentions based on your life cycle. And when you do that, that's when things become even more so tangible. That's part of that power of manifestation, where you know where you are currently in life. Because when you are setting intentions, it's not just about, well, what you want for life. It's also about where are you in life currently in order to get to that next step, in order to obtain that overall goal or dream or vision. So it takes into account all of the steps that you need to take in order for that to become reality. And that's what we really focus on in the group. But anywho, getting back to it, Neptune making the sextile to this new moon is making the sextile to the sun and the moon. So the sun is our focus. It's our vitality and life force. It's our personality. And so the moon is our sense of security and safety, but it's also our emotional world. So this is bringing some powerful energies to us, especially while we are embarking on eclipse season. This is the start of eclipse season. So it's really shifting us and preparing us for this, that will be kicking off at the end of May. So we will be experiencing heightened sensitivities. We will become more in touch with our feelings, and not just our own feelings, but also, you know, collectively, the people around us. So compassion is ideal here, is what is necessary and needed in order for us to manifest materially what it is that we desire. So Neptune and the moon, keeping in mind that both of these energies are very feminine, right? These are feminine planets. So they both possess that yin energy that assists us with trusting that inner guidance, so that we are able to make those choices with careful thought and alignment. So that yin energy, or that feminine energy, is the architect, it is the creator. So being able to have that present, that feminine energy is what creates things. And so tapping into that and understanding the alignment in that, you tie in these things with your chakras, right? That's the second, that's the fourth, that's the sixth chakra. So all of these things maximize our manifestation abilities, because using your sacral chakra, or the second chakra, that is to create with courage, and allowing that courageous spirit, and being able to manifest and create something from the inner world, which is possessed by that Neptune energy, to dream up something. If you can dream it, it's real. You just have to manifest it, materialize that. So also, when you tie in that fourth chakra, which is your heart, this is leading your intentions that you are setting with your heart, maintaining the awareness and the consciousness of this with that third eye, or that sixth chakra. That's going to help you provide yourself and also the world around you with those tangible results that is in alignment with those values that we possess. That's all of those things. The second, fourth, and the sixth chakra, those things are really highlighted and focused with this moon energy, you know, in Taurus, because Taurus is Venus ruled, and Venus is all about that heart chakra. So it's the love language. So just keeping that in mind, this new moon is going to be a really positive influence, taking us to where it is that we desire to be. So that way you'll start seeing some manifestations of these things around Scorpio season. So make sure you are doing so in alignment to your current path. So before we get to the major energy of this week, we have a few things that happen. So also on May 11th, the same day as this new moon, we have Mars, which is in Cancer, making a sextile to Uranus and Taurus. So this is also happening on May 11th. And so this is going to be perfect energy for initiating things in our lives, because we are going to be experiencing increased inspiration and motivation It's going to be really strong energy that's in the air on this day, especially with that new moon. So we can make those necessary changes with like excitement and charisma and optimism, because that Mars energy is all about creating something, initiating something new, but with aggression and passion and putting forth that energy that's necessary behind it to get it going. So while it's sextile Uranus, Uranus is an electrical energy. So it's something that's unexpected, it's innovative, it's original, it's different. And so using that energy along with Mars, it's the planet of initiatives, drive, passion, confidence. It rules the first house of our self-image. So we're able and probably more likely to make some positive changes in our identities to align with those desires that we are really seeking when we're setting these intentions for this new moon. And so with Uranus being present, Uranus brings the unexpected changes that's going to promote that liberation and that freedom that we are seeking while we are setting these intentions. Our relationships can benefit under this energy. Our self-image, you might even feel like, hey, I need to change my hair. I need to change how I show up in the world. Several different things might come up with this energy because Uranus is very like unexpected. It's instant. It can be a little bit chaotic if you are not aware of the present energy. And so relationships benefiting from this, this transit is going to allow us to approach certain situations in our interpersonal relationships with originality, a little bit of inventiveness to get things moving in a different direction, in adapting a more positive influence. So collectively, we have that inspiration that's here to free us from the restrictions, whether it's in our relationships or within our partnerships in business or whatever it is that's present in your life. So anything that has been restricting you from feeling free, you are going to be able to literally have that removed. You're going to get the insight, the inspiration. Not only that, you think about Mars. Mars is the planet that removes things, and it's also the warrior planet. So like cut it all the way out. That's going to like anything that has been restricting us, like that's hindering us from connecting to our deeper selves with passion, completely removed. So alternatively, this energy, we could really find ourselves like breaking away from connections that we have in our lives. Like I mentioned, it could be a personal connection, it could be business, like you're going to put in your 2 weeks notice and start your own business, or you could really be letting go of the way of a relationship has been working. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be ending relationships, whether they're friendships or business partnerships or intimate relationships, not necessarily ending them. It could be an end to the way they have been functioning and then adapting something new, which is that change that's going to liberate you, take you away from those restrictions, and also give you that freedom that you need to feel safe, secure, and really optimistic about the path that you're taking within this. So this applies to like our relationships of all kinds, like I mentioned. So it's familial, it's intimate, it's business, platonic, all those things. So the very next day after this new moon, we have Mercury, which is in Gemini. So it's at home in Gemini, chilling and happy. And it's going to be making a trine to Saturn in Aquarius. So that happens on May the 12th. And this is going to allow us to develop many ideas and process information at top speed. Because Mercury, when it trines Saturn, we become hyper-focused and we remain attentive on serious topics. So those intentions that you just set the day before, you're going to be able to kind of hone in on them and really focus that energy, right? So that this energy is really excellent for concentrating or centering our focus on the details of things. So if there's anything, any loose ties, you can tie up loose ends with this energy or finalize anything during this time, especially like just say if you had like a business deal or something that has been lingering, or even if you had like you need to take a test or something like that, it's a great time to really focus on that as well. So now is a great time to do so because the energy is allowing us to create those practical results with least effort, because that Saturn energy wants you to do the work, but with that trine to Mercury it's going to be work, but Mercury is that mental work. So it's going to come to you quick and easy. It's not going to be like this grueling, I have to read this 300-page book and it's so grueling and it's boring. It's not that kind of energy. It's going to be something that provides inspiration and gives you that mental focus that you need in order to get things done. So this is really ideal. This is an ideal time, and this is really great energy for making like critical decisions. Like I mentioned, studying, if you have like an exam, even finishing your taxes, signing a contract, negotiating a business deal, or even having that serious conversation that, we've probably been ignoring or putting on the back burner. That could also be something you can come to a really positive solution by having those conversations. So the day after that, we don't get a break. The day after that, we have Jupiter. So this is really huge. Jupiter moving into Pisces. So this happens May the 13th, and Jupiter will transit Pisces until May the 10th of 2022. So Jupiter is the biggest planet in our solar system. So when it moves from one sign to another, we tend to feel that in our souls, as well as seeing those changes and those shifts in our lives and our day-to-day lives. So Jupiter moved into Aquarius in December of 2020. Once it moved into Aquarius in December, on the winter solstice, so December 21st of 2020, this is when Jupiter created the great conjunction with Saturn in Aquarius. So when that happened, it began to set the tone for the next 20 years of our lives. So at the beginning of 2021, Jupiter began, once it moved into that, it began like providing that inspiration and that liberation, and also the abundant amount of opportunities and optimism and the learning, the information, all of that started coming through at the beginning of 2021. So this is something that has been catalyzing our path, right? And so now entering into is leaving Aquarius. Aquarius is about innovation. It's about the people. It's about, the humanitarian. It's the large groups, large organizations. It's also the vision, right? The vision that we want for our lives, our long-term goals, hopes, wishes. It's also our material gains. That is that Aquarian energy. That's that 11th house energy. So now it's moving from that, and it's taking all of that energy into the sign of peace and unconditional love and spirituality and creativity, right? So Jupiter enters Pisces, and it has not entered Pisces since January of 2010 was the last time that we've had this. So it moved from December 2009, and now moving, it was in Jupiter was in Aquarius then, now moving into Pisces January of 2010. This has not happened since then. So this is like an 11, 12 year kind of situation that happens. So it doesn't happen but every decade or so. And so this particular part of the transit is very short-lived, only because Jupiter has to go retrograde, and it will retrograde back into Aquarius on July 28th. So for these next 2.5 months, we can really expect, to really get into the fields and get a kind of like quick snapshot of what's to come for the remaining part of 2022, because it's going to move back into Pisces on December 29th, and then finish out the rest of its transit through 2022. So we're going to get like just a brief synopsis of what's to come in 2022. So during the time that Jupiter goes retrograde back into Aquarius, we can really expect to like wrap up those missed opportunities or opportunities that kind of just went dormant or unfinished in a sense, and then, receive any blessings or any opportunities or, be any awards that Jupiter provides. We can receive those things during that retrograde period before, it moves into Pisces for the remainder of its transit into 2022. So keep in mind that Jupiter governs different things. So areas of like expansion, our abundance, it's opportunities, it's optimism, it's travel. So it's long distance travel. It's our consciousness, it's higher education, It's also our path in life. And then, the transit through Pisces is here to really expand that vision. So it's been in Aquarius, helping us to receive all these different opportunities to align to that vision that we want in our lives. And now through this transit in Pisces, it's here to expand on that, making it easier for us to see the bigger picture, tapping into our intuition and our heightened sensitivity. So we can experience, or expect really to experience, like a dose of abundance and expansion, especially in wherever it falls in your chart. So say for instance, if you have Jupiter in your 10th house in Pisces, you might get some increased recognition to your public image. It could also be an expansion on your career. That's just a different example. So wherever this is happening in your chart, you should expect to receive some type of expansion or abundance, to come out of this. So last but not least, the last thing that we have also on the same day that Jupiter moves into Pisces, we have the sun, which is in Taurus, and it's making a sextile to Neptune in Pisces. So this is happening also on May the 13th. And keep in mind, like I said before, the sun is our purpose, it's our personality, our focus, life force, and our vitality. So the sun making that sextile to Neptune increases that intuition, our imagination, it's our dreams also. And, all of those things that we can expect should really come into more focus. We can expect to receive insight that provides some sense of value to like an idea, right? Allowing like a boost in our self-esteem, because that's also the sun. The sun is our self-esteem, and it's also part of that awareness. So turning those focused dreams that we have into reality is more ideal for this transit as well. So this entire week is going to be turning your dreams into reality. So really a spiritual week. You're really going to be feeling tapped in and tuned in to the spirit realm. So keep in mind that turning those dreams into reality focuses on all the transits that are really happening this week. I think I might label this this video that dreams come to reality or something like that. I don't know, we'll figure it out. But anywho, so we can really like visualize our futures and allow this week to really guide us down that path to make those things, taking those visualizations and making them tangible. Neptune is the planet of like unconditional love and compassionate. So expressing ourselves from a more caring space to our loved ones could really be key on this day, right? It's really the energy for the whole week. So keep in mind, with this, Neptune rules dreams, and not only our like dreams that we dream of ourselves, like goals or things like that, but also the actual dream world, the dream realm. So having vivid dreams might be something that we experience this week. Diving into more spiritual practices also, things of the occult, tarot, divination, focusing on religious things or religion, even like astrology or spirituality. These things could really genuinely assist us in greater self-discovery also. So just using all this energy this week to really be like that catalytic energy to like project us into that direction, like push us forward with energy and force to where it is that we're going. So we are literally like 2 weeks away from eclipse season. And, at the end of this month, we're going to have that eclipse that's happening in Scorpio. So, it's going to be something. So I do hope that this reading or this information has been helpful for you all. This forecast is really beneficial energy. So harbor it, take in on the dates of, if you have a calendar, get you a calendar and write down what's happening. And that way, when something comes up, make sure you're paying attention to the synchronistic events that are coming up, because it's here for you to pay attention to for a very important reason. And I hope y'all have a wonderful week. Thank you for tuning into Galactic Gossip, and I will talk to y'all next week. Bye.